We had a dream many years ago to live life away from it all, to have some sheep, maybe a cow or two, with cats and dogs and goats and an occasional moon. With our love for God, we can't go wrong. Our love can only continue to grow strong. Doesn't matter the difficult roads, it's true, for we have each other and love will carry us through. We came from another time, a time when dreams were bold, another time when values took hold. Couldn't give up hope, for it was always there. Another time we fared to do.
Say hi. Hi. Wave.
We came from another time, a time when dreams were bold, another time when values took hold. You couldn't give up hope, for it was always there. Another time we fared.
I'm glad.
You couldn't give up hope, for it was always there. Another time we fared.
Put the Todd in the tent with me in the ditch. And the feed. I'm at it again. Hi, it's Linda from another time in southern Idaho. I'm just trying to get out on the main road here in Burley. I thought it would be fun to take you to the Snake River, so I can show you the Snake River and show you some of the sights of Burley, Idaho. There's not a whole lot, but I will show you. It'll be a lot of fun. So I am going to turn you around. Burley is in a valley between mountains, and it's called the Magic Valley. It's got a population of how much?
10,000.
Maybe 10,000 people. Not very big, but yeah. So if you're wondering and you don't know, my mother passed away, and we are down here for the funeral. My son Michael and I. You want to say hi, Michael?
Hi, Michael.
And we're down here for the funeral, and it was really nice getting to see a lot of our family members we hadn't seen for 20, 30 years. And the funeral was very nice. And today, our flight doesn't leave until we have to drive to Boise, which is about a 2.5-hour drive, at midnight to catch our flight back to Louisville and then drive home from there. So it's pretty, we're just trying to waste some time and thought alive it'd be fun to take you to see the sights. So I'm going to turn you around so you can see what it looks like here. And we're going to the Snake River. Well, actually, we'll go to the Snake River first, and then I'll turn you around. And I think I can get over to it over here, because they have some docks and stuff over here. So I am going to take you there. And I think you'll really enjoy it. Now, it's been windy here. I don't have my mics with me, and so it's going to be kind of windy. The sound might be bad. I just want to forewarn you. But Burley, the Snake River runs right through Burley, Idaho. And so it's quick to get to because the town's so small. But we are already here. I told you it was. So most of Burley's got to be the Snake River. Anyway, I miss my family back home and my animals and the farm, but it's been a nice little break. My poor husband, I know he's probably at his wit's end with me not being there, but my other son and daughter-in-law are taking care of things, helping him out, and I'm so grateful for them.
And I miss my family too.
So here we are. We're gonna go check out the Snake River. I know many of you have heard about the Snake River. And doesn't the Snake River head into the Columbia River?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's go see the Snake River. Now I'm going to turn you around. And let me see if I can just change the camera angle from here. Settings, camera. Back triple camera. Okay, there we go. So that was easy enough. Now remember, the sound is probably going to be bad, so I'm going to try to stay close to the microphone as I can so that you can hear me. Got to make sure I have my keys so I don't get locked out. Okay, as you can see, we are here at the Snake River. And it is a beautiful river.
It's chilly today. Right?
It's very cold here today. We have jackets and I have my boots on and yeah, it's probably about 46 degrees. We'll go out here on this dock. Probably a little wild to go on a dock with this wind blowing.
Living wild.
But we're living wild. Yes, we are. Yeah. So how fun is this? Look at this. And I have fished in this river several times as a kid. And it is just a beautiful river. You can see it runs all through the city and around and through the mountains and up through Oregon. It's beautiful. Hello. I can't see my comments for some reason. Okay, let me see my
Brad
comments.
said, "Love you guys." Fallon said, "Hey guys, love you."
Hi, Fallon. Hi, Brad. Who else is on there? Tell me.
Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Yeah, that's it,
I'm having to have Michael read the comments because I can't see my comments right now. But yeah, isn't this beautiful? It's just beautiful. So we wanted to come and see this. Can you get some video footage too?
On my phone?
Yeah. For my video. I'm going to be doing a video and posting it as well. But I wanted to come down here and personally show you guys how beautiful this is. Yesterday we had a windstorm and it just picked up. Oh my goodness, it was strong wind. And dust storm. All the farmers' fields were blowing and creating a dust storm. But yeah, here, we'll walk over on that other dock, Michael. Take you over along the edge underneath this beautiful tree, weeping willow, to show you how incredible this place is. I hope you can hear me okay. I hope everyone can hear me. Here we go. Yeah, the water's a little rough right now. We're up underneath this tree, this old weeping willow. We'll just walk down here along this river. It is. It's beautiful. Do you see any comments now? Can you check the comments? Yeah, if you haven't, please hit the thumbs up button and share this out, just so I'm trying to make sure I have stuff posted while I'm been gone. Ooh, that's a scary dock. Oh, the wind's picking up. Okay, walk down here. Hopefully not get blown off into the water because the wind is really bad right now. Some of these docks.
BN Odyssey.
Oh, hi, BNN Odyssey. How are you? I can't see the comments right now, so I just want to say hello and welcome. We got to cross one of these other docks that don't have any connector to it. And it feels horrible, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, I'm off the dock now. There's Michael. He's going on the dock. Yeah. But like I said, it's the Snake River in southern Idaho. Boise. So now we're going to take you so you can see the irrigation systems that they use in Idaho for farming. It's a lot different than out west. Out east. They have what they call circles. They have hand lines. They have wheels. And then they have these motorized ones that also just are driven by a motor and they're set on timers. Somebody has to go out and turn them on. So we will be going and seeing that, showing you that adventure. There's not a lot to this town, but the farming is fascinating. And I'm going to take you again, even though I'm doing a video, I'm going to take you again to show you the house that, one of the houses that I raised my sons in and raised steer and we raised some steer and some pigs for 4-H. And it's just an old farmhouse out in the middle of the country. So hope you enjoy this. Hi, Jerry. How are you doing? Can't see the comments very well. There's something in my way. Anybody else here? Welcome in. Welcome in. Michael's checking my comments for me. I see Butler Family Farms. Who else is on here?
Brad was the last one there.
Brad was. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera back around. The town is real little and it's not that fascinating. So I'm going to turn the camera back around so that I can see you guys, or you can see me at least. Settings, camera. My hands are so cold that it's not.
It wouldn't be too bad if the wind wasn't just like.
Yeah, the wind is making Oh,
Mm.
okay. Sorry about that. I'm back. Anyway, so now we are going to head out to some of the farms so you can see the irrigation systems that they have here in southern Idaho. And
Show them the teapot.
yeah, and I'm going to show you this awesome bed and breakfast Airbnb. And but I'm going to show you their canal system, which is as well as their irrigation system. So the canal system still used by many of the farmers out here. They use it to flood their crops. They also use it to use siphon tubes to water their lines, and they use it for the hand lines, I believe. The circles are ran by pumps, wells, or sometimes they have a pump that goes into the canals. So it's pretty fascinating. Oh, I got you, so you're not going to fall on me.
Hi, my beautiful family. My wife said hi, so
Oh, hi, Christy. Hi, everyone. I hope you're all having a great day. And thank you for coming and joining us for this little fun adventure. It's just a quick little fun adventure. Trying to waste some time. Figured I'd waste it with my friends. How fun is that?
Butler Family Farm said small towns are cool and good to see.
Okay, well, I'll turn it around when we get in town so you guys can see it. You open that for me. Hello, I don't know who else came in, but welcome in, welcome in.
It was Christy.
Oh. Hi, Chrissy, it's you. I can't see the comments for some reason, but that's okay. Okay. Maybe you can turn it so they can see the bridge, going over the bridge and into the town. He's going to turn it around so you can see the bridge and going into the town more. Get more settings. Camera. Front camera. Triple back camera. And then here, then you just go hit that one. It's okay, don't hit that one. Oh, wait. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that.
I'm not technically savvy when it comes to YouTube.
But this is the little town, Burley, Idaho. One thing that's interesting about Idaho is that they have a lot of tractor trailer rigs that have 3 trailers on them. And so, or tandem trailers, it'll be a total of 3 with the one on the truck. So it's pretty fascinating. Yeah. It's just a small town, small farming town. And I got a couple of bottles of awesome barbecue sauce from Wingers, which is a chicken wing chain that's out here. There's only 8 of them, and they have some awesome barbecue sauce. I will be bringing 2 of those for to give away as gifts at the meetup. the Ozark meetup. So I hope you're attending the Ozark meetup. I hope you've made your reservations and plan on attending June 6th through the 8th. I can hardly wait. I know that Simply Jan Homestead and Gail Southern Living have been doing videos, and Gail and Adrian did a live, I believe, or they're doing a live. I don't know. I've lost track of the time and the dates and everything because of this funeral, but they're doing a live or have done a live. So you need to check that out. It gives all the information about the meetup, the Ozark meetup. And I can hardly wait to see you all out there. I'm really excited about this. I'm so looking forward to this trip. You don't even know. And being able to meet and greet and see all our friends. And yeah, I'm very excited about it. Now, that store used to be an old J.C. Penney's, I believe, years and years ago. And Michael hasn't been back to this town for how many years, Michael?
Like 28, 29.
28 or 29 years. And so the first thing I'm going to show you is, well, I think the first thing I'll show you is the house. And I did post a picture, but posting a picture is not the same as being there. And it was a good-sized house.
It's their big city building, their judicial system.
And their judicial city building, yes. And their water tower with Burley on it. What's really awesome is how they have this town set up. All the farming land is set in, I'm not sure how many acre tracts, but it's on a grid system. And so all the roads are numbered, and you can go from one grid to the next grid, and between every road of these sections, there is a canal. And Michael actually had to help dig a canal because when he was young, he damaged our landlord's
Dirt bike. I broke the clutch on it.
and he had to go dig a canal to pay for it. So he appreciates the
Hey, at least the canal's still there.
the canal's still there. So it's a lot, there's some memories here for sure. We didn't live here that long, but we lived here for a few years. I mean, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Kids did 4-H, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of memories. Speeding, I should slow down.
You're going like 4
Well, I don't want to run red lights. I ran a few already, so. Okay, so we're through town. That was town. There's a couple of things out left, but we're through town. Now we're going out to the farmland. Now, of course, there's a lot more houses than there used to be. It's grown somewhat. Not a lot, but it's
In the last 30 years, it probably went from
you can still-
8,000 people to 10,000.
Yeah, it's grown some. But it's still a lot of fun. And I appreciate you guys coming along with me. It's so much fun. You get to see what it's like in another state. Show them the canal. There's one of the canals right there.
Missed it, but so there's a store coming up here, and it's called like Farmers Market or Farmers something.
I think it's Farmer's Corner.
Farmer's Corner. Yeah, that's what it is. Farmer's Corner. It still is. But about 39 years ago, my brothers wanted me to go in there and get us all something to drink. So I went in there and put 4 Squeeze-It bottles, little Kool-Aid Squeeze-Its in my pocket and tried walking out.
For you.
I was like 5, 6. I was maybe 6. And I got caught. And then she called the cops on me. They put me in handcuffs. I thought I was going to jail at 6 years old. And instead, she was like, no, you need to come back and sweep the whole parking lot. And it doesn't look that big now, but when I was 6, it was massive. So this is the Farmer's Corner that I stole the Squeeze-Its from.
You had to sweep the parking
And I had to sweep this parking lot right here.
with a great big broom that was 5 feet taller than him.
So this is how
This is
these are the wheel
they're
irrigations.
ran by a motor. Somebody comes out and starts the motor, and then when the water is turned on, it just moves slowly across the field.
And here you can see the motor right there. So they come out, turn that on, and then the whole irrigation thing moves across the field.
They have to have irrigation here because they get very limited rainfall, and so they have no choice. It's like a desert, realistically, but it's turned into this beautiful, lush valley because of all the irrigation. That's why they call it.
They have a lot of,
Magic Valley.
pretty houses and land out here.
And it is, believe it or not, this is not like most small towns. This is.
We don't know what that's for.
We thought it was a sample flood house.
Yeah, maybe it's for insurance companies that want to test flood insurance or
Sitting
something.
down in a hole, you may not be able to tell. But here's one of
Here's
them.
one irrigation canal that they
And it goes on. It goes across. Now, like I said, they'll use siphon tubes when they do row farming. They'll just go and stick siphon tubes in every row, and then they go or every other row, and then they change them out. They pay somebody to go change them out. Where is I supposed to turn here or the next one?
It doesn't matter either one.
Okay. And they pay somebody to go change them out once or twice a day. And it usually was the kids. Kids always did that. My sons have done that before, and I've done that before. And here's one of the irrigations.
There's one working right now.
And we just call those wheel irrigation. So it's pretty fascinating. But this town has a lot more money than a lot of small towns. The farming, they don't have the farming is just much more productive. Not productive, but what's the word I want to use? It's more financially beneficial out here in these areas because they don't have the clay soil, they don't have the weed pressure, they don't have a lot of the issues that we have, and with having the canal system set up.
Milk and Honey said hi.
Oh, hi, Heather, how are you doing? And having the canal system and all the water, and it was available to them for really low cost. Now, I know that recently they've had some issues.
Des is on here.
Hi, Des. They used to have some problems with, or they recently had problems with, they were changing how they were going to charge for water, and it was going to really hurt the farmers. So I don't know how that outcome is right now. You can look it up on YouTube.
So here's a different kind of irrigation that they use also.
Now,
these are on wheels too, but these ones have a pivot point.
And
it's way down there in the center.
This
and
one's
it
not
just,
a circle, though.
Yeah, it is. This one just comes out as a circle.
It does come out as a circle? Okay, so you can see these massive irrigation systems, and all through Washington State, in the desert area, they use these as well. They have all these circles. We call them circles, circle irrigation. And sometimes they'll run off of their own wells, so they drill a lot of wells and stuff. But here, you can see right here, this is,
So that's the anchor part to it right here.
and there's a pump and the machinery and everything. So yeah, they're fascinating. It's really fascinating the way they do all their irrigation. We don't need that irrigation where we live because we get tons of rain every year. Here they probably get, I don't know what their rainfall rate is, but maybe 10 inches a year or something. Who knows? We get 10 inches in a day.
Milk and Honey said, "Who's speaking?"
It's me, Linda. Hi.
I think she was talking
Michael.
about me.
Michael, my son Michael, he's speaking as well. So all of you, my son Michael came to the funeral with me. So we flew down together, and we're taking you to our old home out here in the country, where we had a blast, raised some hogs, raised some steer for 4-H. And it was just a neat old scary farmhouse with an upstairs, and several rooms upstairs, and here's another one of these big irrigation systems. I know Heather's probably familiar with them because she lives out west.
I think she said we were close to her or something.
Yeah, we're not that far from you. I mean, we are, but we're not. We're probably about, I don't know, 800 miles away, Heather. 600 miles away, maybe, I don't know. Okay, so we're coming up on our house that we used to live in. And it's pretty awesome.
What's crazy is it's still standing.
The house still looks exactly the same. The only thing that looks different are there are these fruit trees that they planted where we had pigs, and that was pasture. And I'm not going to go bother these people, but you see these beautiful fruit trees, and that was our house, and the boys lived upstairs. I cooked many meals in that kitchen, had a big garden here, and we had a dog that was half coyote, and
I have a dead cat buried over there somewhere by that tree.
Yes. Our pigs were butchered in this field by a mobile butcher processor. So that was another interesting fact. Yeah. And
that was the shed where I broke we broke our landlord's clutch off his dirt bike.
and the owner of this property right here this is the mother of a dairy farmer. His name was Bart, and Bart would come, and when the kids would get in trouble, he'd come and take them all to the dairy, and they'd have to milk cows.
This was the canal that I dug.
Milk cows early in the morning.
I don't know if you can see it better by you.
So
you're gonna get out?
Yeah, I'm gonna get out and show you this. But yeah, he would make them go to the dairy. And I mean, you have to remember they were young. So if you can't hear the sound, it's because it's very windy out. I'll try to keep you close to me so you can hear me at least. But I'm going to walk over to this canal so you can see it. We used to go swimming in these canals when I was young, and I'd come here in the summer and stay with my Aunt Marie. And we just had a blast. I mean, they were so much fun. We could take inner tubes down them, everything. And we just had a blast. So
And what was crazy was this whole canal, this particular canal was all dug by hand at
Yeah,
first.
this particular canal was all dug by hand. A lot of these were when they were first
They
dug.
didn't come in till afterwards.
Yeah. So it's really windy and cold out here today. There's the canal on the other side. So you can imagine just how much fun my kids had here growing up. So,
Running through the rattlesnake fields.
and this is why it's very difficult for me to even think about ever living in the city, because this is how I grew up.
Lone Cross is on.
Oh, hi, Scotty. How you doing? I'm showing the irrigation systems in southern Idaho and how they farm out here. So I'm just going to go down to the next road because, like I said, in between all of these roads, there is one canal, and it runs across the whole section. So these canals were all dug. They planned this very well, and it's very easy to find anything because all you have to do is know the number of where you're going, the number of the road. And they're done in east, west, north, and south. And they're squares. It's like just like a grid. Here's another one of the, oh, let me get this turned around here. You want to hold it, Michael?
I was looking for the Potter House
Okay.
address.
Yeah. Another one of those irrigation systems. The circles.
And when you're flying above, they just look like giant crop circles.
Yeah. Really neat. This is a beautiful, beautiful country. But when the wind blows, these fields, I mean, you can get some serious dust storms as we experienced yesterday.
Oh, my bad. That's why I didn't want to hold it. I'm trying to.
I'm going to hold it for a minute, show you, as long as I can stay on this road in the right direction. What we're going to do now is we're going to take you to a site.
It's really cool.
A really cool Airbnb, and you can find videos about it on YouTube. It is a flower pot Airbnb, and it's shaped like a clay flower pot, and it's 2 or 3 stories tall. It's really neat. These people won an award for $100,000. They ended up paying like $25,000 in taxes, and it was a world event for alternative building or something, and they built this flower pot.
Comments. Mike, tell a story about Drifty and the Rock.
Drifty in the Rock.
Yeah, so we were outside with dirt clogs and rocks, and we were trying to hit these pheasants that were sitting on top of the power line, and we were like,
There's a lot of pheasant here.
I bet you can't hit that. And we were all challenging each other, and Drifty picks up a rock and hits it, and it fell down, and we brought it home, remember?
Yeah.
And you started taking the feathers off, and it came alive.
I remember that. Yeah, I thought it was a dead pheasant. I was going to cook it for dinner.
We thought it was dead, too.
Yeah. Oh, are you reading the comments?
I was, but...
Go ahead and read the comments, because I don't want to miss anybody's comment.
Des said, not sure what you did, but the camera is focusing on inside bands. That was me.
That was Michael.
Sorry. A lot of them are saying hi to each other. Are you driving all the way home?
No, we're not driving all the way home. We're driving to Boise at midnight. We're leaving here. It's about 2.5 hours away. And then we'll be catching a plane from Boise and arriving in Louisville, Kentucky at approximately 2:30 or so. So in the afternoon, which is a pretty long flight. You know, it's but we got good seats. I'm okay. I'm gonna be glad to be home.
Brad said to go stop by Bart's house and see if he's there.
No.
It said, don't forget to tell the lawnmower story and bike with a wing, with a wings and
Mike with a
the
what?
treehouse. Bike with the wings and the treehouse. I don't remember.
I don't remember that either.
I know that we ended up taking the lawnmower out of that big silo that was
Yeah,
next
they
door.
borrowed our landlord's lawnmower and rode it into town one day, which is like
No, it was in the middle of night.
in the middle of the night.
We were gonna go
Egg the bus driver's
egg our
house.
bus driver's house.
You have to remember, these kids were like elementary school boys, you know, and junior high. Jason barely got gotten into high school then, huh?
I don't even know if he was.
I don't
He
even know
was.
if
He was probably 14.
Yeah. And they borrowed his lawnmower. That was the first time that you started working in the dairy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When Bart found out that you did that, I had no clue. Bart came and told me. He said,
We used to
Linda,
put
your
the
boys
big
borrowed my lawnmower.
mud boots on, and we'd let one cow out and smack it in the butt and hold its tail, and we would go poop skiing.
Oh,
it
you
would
guys
just
were
it would
terrible.
just run around the whole dairy farm, and it's
Is this
straight.
all right?
No, go straight.
Still?
Yeah, to the next one.
Okay. Let me wait until they're. Yeah, they had some. They did some things as boys and living out on a farm, and because they could get away with a lot. You know, when you're living way out here, and there'd be times that they get kicked out the bus and expected to walk to town to school, which was 5-6 miles, and they did it.
Butler asks if they miss the old house.
If you miss the old house, yeah, you can't help but miss the old house, you know.
Oh yeah. If he.
Oh, if he did, yeah. But Jerry, go ahead and you can go ahead and look. Either rewind it and you'll see it, or you can wait for the video to come out because I'm doing a video on it as well. But I wanted to do this. Can I turn on this one?
Does your camera get the mountains in the background?
Yeah. I don't know if you can see the mountains. It's pretty cloudy over there, but there's mountains everywhere. And so it just is really neat because this whole valley sits, surrounded by mountains. Over here, they're a lot further away, so you can't see them, but the whole entire valley is surrounded by mountains. The irrigation is fascinating when you don't see that. You know, I remembered it, but out there, you just don't see it very often. Not in Kentucky. I think I've seen one in Kentucky, and that's it.
Wisconsin's probably the closest one.
Yeah, I think some of the northern states are probably the closest. But they are fascinating. But they're expensive too. You know, I mean, it's not a cheap process to get these set up either. But like I said, these farmers do probably much better financially than the farmers out in our area because we have to worry about floods and drought and no irrigation and too much rain and clay soil and just all the things that, they have very different farming challenges than they do here. They do have some farming challenges here, as every place does, but.
No, I wish we would have a video of the windstorm yesterday.
Oh yeah. Oh, I did get some video of it.
All right, here it comes.
Okay, we're coming up on the Flower Pot Airbnb, And you can see here, I don't know if you can see it yet, but I actually stopped and tried to interview the lady yesterday, but the wind was so bad, I probably am not going to include her interview with it. The sound quality was just terrible, and I didn't have any microphones with me. So here it is. Somebody is staying at this flower pot Airbnb. Is this not the coolest thing ever you've seen? They had to have a pumpkin patch, and they built this themselves.
If you want to come see it, it's in Burley,
Yeah, if you want to come see it, it's in Burley, Idaho, and you can stay there. Flower Pot Farms, and they do sell bulbs and different things. And it's just really,
also has a YouTube channel.
yeah, the owner's daughter has a YouTube channel, and you can find her on Instagram. Just type in Flower Pot Farms, and you can find Instagram, and I think she said Facebook and maybe Twitter. I don't know. But yeah, so that's really cool. Now we're going back into Burley, and I'm going to show you another road, you know, that where the Snake River, because it just runs all through Burley. Burley is a very
It's just a farm town, city. I don't even know if it's a city.
yeah, it's not a city. It's just like a small farm town, very populated with Mormons in this region.
What's the closest city? Twin Falls?
Twin Falls is the closest city. Idaho Falls probably the next, and Pocatello. Boise is further away. And a lot of people from Salt Lake have settled in this area, in this region. Be sure to check the comments.
What's for dinner?
What's for dinner? Who said that?
Milk and honey.
Oh, Heather, I don't know. We've been
Heather.
eating at restaurants. I had fish tacos last night at Wingers when everybody else was having chicken. I probably should have had chicken.
My chicken was good.
But their barbecue sauce is excellent. And I'm taking some for the giveaway at the meetup. So yeah. I also found an adorable set of playing cards that have Idaho potato recipes on them.
54 of them.
54 Idaho potato recipes. So I'm going to be giving that away. I haven't decided if I'm taking that to the meetup or if I'm going to give that away on my giveaway on the 7th. So I haven't decided yet. But regardless, I'm giving it away. And I'm giving away, I have 2 or 3 bottles of barbecue sauce. One is really hot and one is their other one. And so I'll be giving those away too. Probably give one away on my giveaway and probably give 2 away at the meetup. So. But it is a nice, neat little clean town just out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, there's the Baptist church.
Good size one. I used to in this little town called Hayburn, and we're going to drive to Hayburn real quick. When I was really young, in fact, when we moved to Washington State, we moved from Hayburn, and I was in 1963 right after President Kennedy met his demise, and so I am going to go see if we can find any of those houses. I don't know how well my memory is, but I'm going to go see. I haven't been to that house for the house I already showed you. I hadn't been there for how long? I haven't been there since we moved from there.
That was 88.
88? Yeah. No.
Because we moved to Twin Falls in 88.
Oh, okay. No, this isn't that road, is it?
Hmm.
Yeah, I think we can turn here to get to Hayburn.
I'm not sure, Mom.
Oh,
What?
I was going to show them the flower. My sister's
Flower shop?
flower shop. I forgot. That's okay. My sister and brother-in-law owned a flower shop, and they have greenhouses, and I believe he sold the flower shop, kept the greenhouses. So they have a nursery in the greenhouses, and he used to be a farmer. He farmed thousands of acres. They farmed potatoes, and I'm not sure what else. But I think you can get to the river out here. When I was a really young girl, I wanted to show you, see if it's still here. My mom and dad owned one of those little gas stations.
It's not tight.
Yeah. Owned one of those little gas stations where you could get the soda. It was just a little gas station on the hill, and you get the soda and out of the slide thing. My dad would clean my shoes with my black velvet shoes with air pressure thing. You gotta hold that.
Christy said, too bad it's so far away, or Michael, I'd have you take me there for our anniversary.
It's just a really neat place. I think we're on the wrong road for the gas station. Over there because the gas station was over there.
I think you can cut across up here, though, can't you?
I don't know if I can or not, but I will see. This road usually takes you to Ronda's. My sister lives here in this town. Yeah. I'm gonna have to turn around, I think. I don't think I can get down there.
The road's right there.
Is Hayburn out there? I think Hayburn's out.
No idea.
So I'm just taking you around, showing you old sites, places that had memories and meaning to me, so you can get to know me a little better. Why I like to live in the country. And I'm not a city girl at all. And I don't think you can ever take the country out of a person. I really don't. Yeah, I don't think there's a road out here, Michael. There might be. So
Does it live right up here?
she lives over there. Oh, there might be one up here. Yeah, the Snake River is just right to my left. You can't see it yet, but it's just on the other side of these houses. So, which is really cool because the town is just built around the river. river just runs through the dam. Yeah, I think I can go
Is this Clayville?
over there. I guess this is Clayville. I didn't know Clayville, so okay. So now we're gonna go by the gas station. I always think of Frank Zappa's one. What was it? Frank Zappa
Wind up
working in a gas station. No, Frank Zappa didn't do that. Who did that?
Yeah, what? Frank?
Oh. Not that I know Frank Zappa too well. Yeah. Some of you don't know who that is, but he was a pretty wild guy. Musician. Okay. Am I clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Snake River is right over there.
It is a beautiful river. Yeah. On this road and down here, if the gas station's still there, I doubt that it is, because it was 100 years old when I was little. But I'll show you where it was. If it's not there, it was just a little dinky gas station where my dad would go out and pump gas and change oil and occasionally change some spark plugs for people, and it was a lot of fun. I was only like 3 or 4 at the time, but I remember it. It was pretty awesome.
I like how your phone doesn't do those stabilize. Heather,
Comments.
would you live there again?
I don't like the winters. I don't like growing season. I don't like the wind. And not that we don't have wind, we do have wind. I couldn't deal with all of that. I can't. Now, we were right by the railroad tracks, and it looks like a lot of this has changed. So the gas station, I believe, was right around here, up on this hill. The railroad station ran right behind it. So, I don't know, maybe down here some. I'm not sure where this goes. Oh, this is the airport. My Aunt Marie was the first woman pilot of this county. And my uncle was in the U.S. Air Force. And he passed away testing a glider for somebody after he got out of the service. And it was really tragic because she had 5 little children. And but she used to bring us here when we were kids, and we'd fly all the time with her in her Cessna. And I just had a blast. She'd do loop-de-loops and everything, turn us upside down. It was so much fun. We just had a blast. Now, this is the town, Hayburn. And I actually went to school here in Hayburn. I went to kindergarten and first grade, I believe, here. Maybe part of second grade as well. Now, this is like calling for a lot of memory, brain power for me to remember this stuff, because I have not been to Hayburn for probably 50, 60 years. I have no idea. It's a long time, and I'm just not sure. I know our house was off over here or to the right somewhere, but I think it was down here further. And of course, everything's grown up, so I don't even know if I'd be able to find it. But I will tell you,
Isn't this where the Orida plant is in Haver?
I believe my dad's processing plant, and we may have lived down there because, come to think of it, I think that's where it was. Because I can vaguely remember Mom driving over here to the processing plant. And my school was in here somewhere on the other side of this wood or over here. And I walked home from school one time because I didn't have my papers. My, I was in first grade when I walked home, and I walked a distance. Now I think there's a neighborhood over here. Okay, I'm playing this by ear, you guys. I believe my neighborhood was down here for some reason. And I vaguely remember the houses. There weren't all these houses here. There were down further here. And I lived in this house. Like I said, I remember on the news when President Kennedy we lived in the very end house, and I can tell you if it's the same house. Our of course wasn't blue, but it had the door on the side. They could have changed it, but it looks a lot like the house we lived in when I was a little kid. Little kid. But I can't tell. Maybe one street over. It's fun going around thinking about what it was like when you were a kid. Any comments? Let me go on this next road. Because it may have been this road. I just may have been off by a couple streets. Because I know it had a side door, but it was the end house. It wasn't that one. It was one of these couple houses.
Probably right there, isn't it?
Anyway, one day I didn't have an assignment turned in at school, and I panicked. And so I left school, and it was quite the distance. I walked all the way home. I don't think that was out there then. Honestly, I think it was one of these houses. Because there was a house up here, and I remember.
Maybe it was that one, and they just.
It could be.
That one had a door on the side.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
I remember going trick-or-treating, and Mom said we couldn't stop at one of these houses because they didn't celebrate Halloween. And it's funny now because I thought that was so odd. And now I don't celebrate Halloween. So, yeah, it's fascinating. But anyway, this was the neighborhood that I lived in. I can't find the house. But I tried. And it's just a little tiny town. I hated living here because we were used to living out in the country. And when we lived here, there weren't all these houses here. It wasn't crowded like this, but it still wasn't the country. And we didn't have animals. And so it was not fun. Now I'm going to try to find our other house. I'm going to take you to Rupert, Idaho. On Rupert, we lived on a farm, and we had cows and chickens and dogs and cats and everything else.
You can go after this truck.
After that truck, am I good?
Yeah.
And my dad actually helped start. This used to be, what was it? Simplot? What was it? I don't remember the name of it. This processing plant. It used to be a potato processing plant. Over
And then
here.
we're right about it, right?
Yeah, I think we're right about it. But he
That's
helped
it
start
right
this
there.
plant. Yeah, potato receiving, and actually came in and helped set up all of the equipment as well. And believe it or not, I'm not from here. I was born in California because my dad started off sewing potato sacks in the warehouses, and we'd go to California and live during the potato season. He was like a migrant worker, and we actually would go and he'd sew potato sacks and work with the potatoes. And he ended up just working his way up in the industry, which always made me admire him because he could just, he worked and worked and worked until they finally recognized his talent. And, you know, that's how I've always wanted to be an example to others by the work that I do, so that people know they can do that. You know, they can get out and just be an inspiration to somebody. I hope that I've inspired people to do things. I don't know if I have. I'm grateful, you know, but I know I had some inspirational people in my life to inspire me.
Jennifer,
Hi, Jennifer Ocean Homestead.
she said use Google Earth. That's how she found her old home.
Yeah. I don't even know the address. So it might be.
Don't you gotta get over?
No, because I'm going to go to Rupert.
Uh,
I think.
I thought Rupert was left.
No, I don't know. I think you can get to Rupert this way. The museum. There's the airport again. I think this comes out on back into Burley. And then Rupert goes.
It said on that sign back there before.
Did. There's stoves. Yeah, I can't wait to get home. Now I can prepare for the meetup. I'm really excited about the meetup. This was like kind of something that had to be done. Come out here. But I literally saw cousins I had
Yeah,
not
you're going the
seen.
wrong way.
Oh,
I knew it was back there.
Okay, which way do I go?
It says it's 20 minutes away almost.
To Rupert?
15, yeah. 15 minutes to Rupert.
Well, maybe we won't go to Rupert. Okay, I don't think we're going to go to Rupert. I thought you could get to Rupert across the Snake River.
You can, but it's 9 minutes longer that way.
There's the fairgrounds. This is where the kids would bring their pigs and steer. It was always fun. And over here is where my mother's funeral was held, at the Morrison Payne Funeral Home.
Okay.
You can't. Oops, sorry about that. I don't know if you can see, but Morrison Payne Funeral Home. And it was a very nice funeral. It really was.
Yeah, it was.
I spoke. My brother spoke. And a couple of the grandchildren spoke as well. Great-grandchildren. So now we're heading back across the bridge. And I don't know what we'll get into there. But we'll see. Hope you're enjoying this little tour of Burley, Idaho.
I've already gone through it twice.
Just different directions. It's like same stop, different road.
Who's milking honey? Heather?
What?
Who's milking honey?
Heather.
She said, did mom live in that town?
My mom was actually in a nursing home in this town. She lived here. She was living in Paulsbo, Washington, up until she needed to go into a nursing home, and then she was placed in a nursing home in Twin Falls, Idaho, because my brother lived over there. And then she got too bad. Her level of care that she needed was the place where she was at. They couldn't handle it, and so she moved to a nursing home here where my sister lived, and she had lots of family here that could go visit. So most of her doctor's appointments would be in Twin Falls, which is about 42 miles away. And but my sister and my sister's children would come and visit her and her great-grandchildren. We came out last year and visited her while we were here. So you see, they have a lot of the same stores that most little agricultural towns have. Farm stores and auto parts.
Says Jennifer said, can you imagine having to move into one of the homes right on the sidewalk 2 feet from your neighbor?
No.
I could never go back to that city.
No, I could never do that.
What's the place on the right, Mike? Oh, it was a tire place, Brett.
O'Reilly's or?
No, he's talking about that.
Oh,
Or there was an Arcadia too. That was
Yeah.
like it's a arcade place.
John Deere.
Minidoka County.
Back across the river. Oh, they set up a fun park or something up there already. They must be having a party at the river.
This is their mega thrift store.
It's Deseret Industries. It's run by the Mormon Church. So. I'm just going to drive across the interstate, and if I see a sign to Rupert, we may go to Rupert.
Yeah, it looks like an arcade place. It was before the tire place. Yeah, it was. It's called Arcadia.
Oh, they're doing all kinds of construction. Okay.
Yeah, and you can't just
I'm
turn
not
around.
gonna
Remember,
go
it was
there.
not easy.
So I'm just going to go back to the hotel and I am going to end this out. We're going to find some lunch, wash some clothes, pack our stuff, and try to get some sleep. But I thank you all for joining us today on this little tour of Burley, Idaho. And I can't wait to get home and see you all at the meetup. So thank you all. And if you haven't, make sure you hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and check out the videos. Thank you.
Peace out.
Love you. Bye.
We had a dream many years ago to live life away from it all, to have some sheep, maybe a cow or two, with cats and dogs and goats and an occasional moon. With our love for God, we can't go wrong. Our love can only continue to grow strong. Doesn't matter the difficult roads, it's true. For we have each other, and love will carry us through. We came from another time, a time when dreams were bold, another time when values took hold. Couldn't give up hope, for it was always there. Another time we fared to do.
Say hi. Hi. Wave.
We came from another time, a time when dreams were bold, another time when values took hold. You couldn't give up hope, for it was always there. Another time we fared. You couldn't give up hope, for it was always there. Another time we fared.
Put the pod in the tent with me and the kids. And the feed. I'm at it again.